Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to our Northwest District Joint Hoonko service. Today we'll begin with sutra chanting Shuso Sango Saho, the music version led by Doshi, Rimban, Katsuya Kusunoki of Seattle, Reverend Tadao Koyama of Tacoma, Reverend Jim Warwick of White River, Reverend Cindy Yasaki of Tacoma, Reverend Irene Goto of Seattle. This will be followed by the reading, first, the gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teaching by Reverend Kathy Chatterton of Idaho, Oregon Buddhist Temple, followed by the Japanese version, Jodo Shinshu no Mioshie by Reverend Yuki Sugahara of Oregon Buddhist Temple. This will be followed by the introduction of our speaker today by Reverend Melissa Opel of the Spokane Buddhist Temple. So Kusunoki Sensei, please.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Nam. ナモ奇妙超来奇妙無量寿如来ナモ不可思議故大蔵菩薩に在世自在
「 して捨てざれば阿弥陀と名付け立てまつる煩悩にまなこさえられて摂取の功名にざれども大規模の抜きことなくて常に我が身を照らすなりナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏五濁悪世の我らこそ本郷の信心ばかりにて長く生じを捨て果てて次年の浄土に至るなれ弥陀の本願信ずべし本願信ずる人は皆摂取不捨の美薬にて無常な苦をま悟るなりナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏弥陀の栄光を成就して放送幻想不活なりこれらの栄光によりてこそ信用ともに得しぬなれ弥陀大悲の誓願の深く親善人は皆寝ても覚めても目立てなくナモアミダ仏をこのべしナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダ仏ナモアミダナモアミダも
ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー。
Gratitude for the Jodo Shinshu teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Entrust yourself to me. I will liberate you just as you are. This is the calling voice of Amida. My blind passions are embraced in the Buddha's awakening. So the Buddha calls to me. I will liberate you just as you are. Gratefully responding to the Buddha's call, I find that I am already on the path that leads to the Pure Land, and the Nembutsu flows freely from my thankful heart. Living with the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger, and allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing in the joy and sadness of others, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest.
浄土真宗の見教え、ナモ阿弥陀仏、我に任せよ、そのまま救うの皆の呼び声。私の煩悩と仏の悟りは本来一つゆえ、そのまま救うが皆の呼び声。ありがとうといただいて、この身を任すこのままで。救い取られる次年の浄土、仏頓放射のお念仏、見教えをよりどころに生きるものとなり、少しずつ囚われの心を離れます。生かされていることに感謝して、むさぼり、怒りに流されず、穏やかな顔と優しい言葉、喜びも悲しみも分かち合い、日々に精一杯努めます。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナマンダ、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。
Reverend Estuko Mikame was born and raised in Shimane Prefecture in Japan, where she grew up in a small temple. Reverend Mikame later graduated from Waseda University, where she majored in English and English literature. Her inspiration to become a Buddhist minister came from her grandmother and led her studying Buddhism at Chobuko Gakuin, or the Buddhist Seminary in Kyoto, Japan. After finishing the initial 2-year coursework at Chibutsu, she stayed on and worked in the Chibutsu dormitory as a manager while also teaching the student Buddhist manners for 3 years. Reverend Mikame now serves the San Jose Buddhist Church as a Kaikyoshi minister, and we are pleased to welcome her as our guest speaker for the 2022 Northwest District Hoonko service.
Okay, thank you very much for Marissa for your kind introduction. I was just given an introduction. I'm Etsuko Mikame. Thank you very much for having me to the Northwest District Joint Hoonko service. Although we are not allowed to see each other in person yet due to the pandemic, I'm so honored to be able to share my appreciation of the Dharma with you from my place. So I'd like to start my talk by reading our founder Shinran-sama's word from his main writing, Kyogyo Shinshu. Please show me Gasho, if you wouldn't mind. How joyous I am, my heart and mind being rooted in the Buddha ground of the universal love, and my thoughts and feelings flowing within the Dhamma ocean, which is beyond comprehension. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Okay, thank you very much. Today, we are virtually gathering together here to observe Hoonko service, or the special memorial service of Shinran-sama to express our feeling of gratitude to Shinran-sama. He passed away on January 16, 1263, which is 759 years ago from today at the age of 90. Back then, it was an amazing longevity. So again, this is a special opportunity for us to extend our gratitude to Shinran Shonin and to look back on his contributions by hearing and sharing what he valued through his 90 years of life with his Dharma friends. So I have a question. What do you put in the center of your life? What do you rely on in your life? These questions are repeatedly posed to the attendees of the services, not only through the Dharma talks, but also by the temple decorations. So when you visit the temple church like this, Buddhist churches or temples like this, you might have seen the unique and majestic motif decorations in the main hall. For instance, wow, everything is colored in gold, and there are many gorgeous designs of the furniture. Oh, there are unfamiliar and colorful patterns are carved and everywhere. So you might have felt that you were in a different world when you visited there. Yes, we are observing a different realm called perfect bliss or Pure Land. And those decorations showed us the world of the Pure Land, and are always trying to lead us to the Dharma, because each item and design of the decorations include the profound stories and special meanings for our lives. Also, Buddhist arts and the sculptures have played an important role to lead attendees of the services to question themselves as to what Dharma has shown us for years and years. So today, I'd like to share the interesting message which included in Dharma, which is above the entrance of the outer area. This is Dharma in Tsukiji Honganji, Tokyo, Japan. So there are various types of design are engraved on Dharma. One of the most well carved is a flower, and many people might imagine flower of a temple, a Buddhist church, Buddhism to be the lotus, right? And actually, it's a peony. This one, peony, is often carved in the main hall of Jodo Shinshu temples, such as Nishi Honganji and then Tsukiji Honganji. I'll show this one more time, and other local temples in Japan from ancient times. So I'll show you our Dharma in Sana's Buddhist church. Okay, here. This one is our Dharma in Sana's Buddhist church. So you can see the amazing sculptures of the peonies and the peacocks there, right? Can you see it? Peacocks also have the special meaning here, but I'm gonna talk about it next time. So here is my family temple in Shimane. So my family temple Shimane also has the black lacquered majestic sculpture of peony in Chinese light. Can you see this? Yes, right? I like this. Okay. So in fact, it has an important meaning here. So what kind of designs does your temple have on your Dharma? Again, even these small areas also pose questions to us. And in Japan, the combination of certain animals and plants, such as Chinese lions and peony flowers, and tigers and bamboo growth are popular. This one. Have you seen this picture? So you can often see these combination in kimono patterns and many sculptures or Japanese traditional arts. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So when you visit Nanzenji Temple in Kyoto, so here's a Nanzenji Temple in Kyoto, you can enjoy these two different gorgeous Dharma of the these two different gorgeous Dharma of these combinations. So maybe it's a little bit hard to see, but like this. So they are carved by the famous artist called Jingoro Hidari, who lived in mid-Ed period more than 3 years ago. So when you visit Kyoto, when I visit Kyoto for the World Buddhist Women Conference in 2023, so I want to highly recommend that you visit there if you have a chance. Okay. So one is a combination of Chinese peony, this one, right hand, right? So, and a peony and Chinese lion. And the other one is the tiger and a bamboo grove. These sculptures question us about what our lives take refuge in and whether we have somewhere we can truly feel safe. When you focus on the two animals, those animals, lion and tiger, what kind of image do you have towards those two? People say that a lion is the king of beasts because they are at the top of the food chain in savanna, and they sometimes hunt and eat larger animals than themselves. Also, tiger is the biggest among all the cats, intelligent and strong. Although they live alone, different from the lions, they are actually known as a king of jungle. Many scholars have discussed which animals is the strongest for many years, but will never know because they live in a different territories. So they will never need to fight each other. I bet nobody doubts those two have nothing that frightened them because they were the strongest in the jungle and the savannah. Okay, now I'll explain the meaning of the two combination of the animals and plants. Okay, so let's start with the tiger because we're in a year of tiger. Okay, here. Okay, can you see this? Okay. So although tiger is the strongest and the most intelligent creature in the jungle, do you know its weakness? Tiger is a very ferocious animal, but it seems that it cannot be peaceful elephants because elephants has a large body and live in the herd. If a tiger is attacked by the elephant, it escapes to the bamboo grove because elephant with the large bodies and the fine tusks do not enter bamboo grove because they do not want to ruin their important tusks. For this reason, bamboo and tiger indicates a safe place to live. As we say that lion is the king of the beasts, and it has no natural enemies, but they're only afraid of the harmful insects or diseases which live or feed on the blood of mammals and are fresh underneath the skin, which can kill the lion as well in the worst case scenario. So lions spend their nights under the peonies where these harmful insects die by evening dew of the peony flower. For lions who have the fear of dying because of these pests, under the peony is the only place where they feel safe and at peace. So this is why lions and a peony combination is a common in Japanese art. Then, now take a look at the Dharma. I think the point is that there are peonies facing toward each of us. I believe that this is a big question to us from the ancestors and the Shinran Shonin. Where is the place of peace for your life? Based upon the story of the tiger and lion, here I would say that we can understand that place of peace could be like a shelter, somewhere we can unload our sufferings, anxieties, and fears which we have, and home, somewhere we feel safe and at peace and be ourselves. But it doesn't always refer to certain places, but it can be a person who makes you feel at home and who makes you feel protected. Just like the place of peace for the tiger is a bamboo grove, and the lion can feel safe under the peony. The place of peace for our lives could be like a shelter and home, somewhere where we can be vulnerable and free from any fears, anyone's or our own judgments, and somewhere where we can will be allowed to be ourselves as we are. As Shakyamuni Buddha told us about 2,600 years ago, we are living with many sufferings and anxieties in this world. Especially in the last few years, we have been suffering from anxieties of unclear futures and fear of uncertainty. Each of us might have struggled to live living even under these difficult situations of the pandemic. Also, as we live in a competitive society, we might not be able to survive in this world without keeping ourselves stronger than others, just like tigers and lions in the jungle in the savannah. We are in this world always judging others. This person is good or bad, winner or loser, rich or poor, something like that. On the contrary, it also means we are evaluated by people surrounding us. It is inevitable for us to be judged as long as we live in this world. My mind may have been contaminated by the need to compare myself with others, lose or gain, victory or defeat. In communicating with each other, we may pretend to be strong and that everything's okay in this world by hiding our suffering, which we can express, and sadness, which we cannot talk about. Even the person who looks perfect, strong, has their own sufferings and anxieties. We just can't see it. We also always manage to hide our own weaknesses and anxieties from others and show ourselves bigger than our real selves by our words and behaviors. Even if the times has changed and technology has been developed, the core problems of our lives are maybe basically the same with that of 2,600 years ago, even that of Shinran Shonin's time. Looking back on how we live, I projected ourselves deeply into the lion, who is regarded as a king of savannah, because we are truly not very strong like a lion, but try to pretend to stronger and bigger than others, like a lion. And going back to the peony flowers on Lama, it questions us: where is place of peace for your life? The image of peonies are facing toward us. I can say it is showing us that Dharma, Buddha Dharma, is here for us as something we can take refuge in, as a place of peace where we are always allowed to be accepted as we are, with our weaknesses and anxieties and fears. Just like the place of peace for lions, a lion is under the peonies. It is the Dharma, Buddha Dharma, for us. In Sanbutsuge, which is commonly chanted for the services, there is a line: Issai kuku isa dayam. Have you heard of it? Issai kuku isa dayam. Here means the reason why Amida's great compassion is turning to us. Amida wishes to attain enlightenment when Amida was still at the stage of the Bodhisattva, Dhammakara, because Amida solely wanted to give great peace to all beings who live in fear. Amida had seen and known how we have lived and didn't want to abandon us. So Amida Buddha wishes for us to be able to accept the Pure Land and its wisdom and compassion as a firm place of peace, where all sentient beings are equally embraced, beyond any comparing and discrimination, without any sufferings and anxieties and fears in our lives. Would you join me in reciting Namo Amida Butsu together? Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. So while you are reciting, hearing, thinking of Namo Amida Butsu, we can notice it is flowing through our lives here and now. Isai Kuku Isa Dayan, just giving great peace to all beings who live in fear. This is the true reason why Amida Buddha attained Buddhahood and established a Pure Land as a shelter and a place of true settlement for every living thing. Our founder Shinran-sama tells us that Pure Land is called a place of peace in one of his main writings, Kyogyo Shinshu. Shinran-sama suggests us that we live our lives with hearing the Pure Land teaching as our true home and shelter for our lives. If you notice that we are always embraced by the warmth of someone or perspectives which allowed us to be who we are, that will give you the great peace, strength, and confidence to live here, even if you're in difficulties. This is a story about when I was still a child. So I had the same 12 classmates in a class since I was in the kindergarten through junior high school. Why? Because I grew up in a small village in Shimane, Japan. So I had a friend called Sachiko. She was always number one about everything out of other 12 kids. If she ran, she was the fastest in the school, in the class. She was very smart. She was popular because she was cute and very kind to everyone. She was flawless to me. On the other hand, when I ran, I was the second slowest to the last in the school, in the class, always. I was not very good at studying either. So you might think it is ridiculous, but this small world was my everything at that time. I loved Sachiko because she was my only female friend, and so thoughtful. But I always compared myself to Sachiko, and I always felt inferior to her, and I was jealous of her, to tell the truth. And I didn't like that in myself very much. I was sometimes so disappointed that I ended up crying at home. And my mother always tried to soothe me, saying, Etsuko is Etsuko. Sachiko is Sachiko. Etsuko is the best for me all the time. Every time I heard her words, I felt relieved. But once I went to school, I easily forgot her words. Now I can understand my situation. My eyes are hindered with my dirt of my heart, such as desires and the jealousy disturb me and make me unable to see the world and even myself as it is. Although Sachiko was Sachiko and Etsuko was Etsuko, no matter great or bad we are, as my mother said at the time, we sometimes suffer from comparing ourselves to others and being evaluated by others. And self-assessment also could be our suffering. Looking back on my childhood time, I shut myself into the small cage of the pride and couldn't see the world as it is and myself who I am. But I'm fortunate that I have the shelter and home feeling person, which is my mom, and who allowed me to be vulnerable and unload my anxieties and fears and sufferings. For Sachiko, maybe she might have had her home feeling person and who accepted her as she was, but not everybody doesn't always have such a home feeling place for them, right? I imagine I have been happy if I would have truly heard the Buddha Dharma, because I didn't truly hear my father's Dharma talk when I was a child. But when I grew up and heard the Buddha Dharma, I realized that how deeply grateful it is that we can have the settled and unchanged home feeling place perspectives in our uncertain lives. Therefore, I can say that there is a great gratitude to be able to have an opportunity to pay attention to Amida Buddha in the Pure Land through putting our hands together in gassho in front of the altar at the church and house in our busy daily lives. It means that we have a special and important place to be free from any calculations, judgments, and prejudice. It gives us the strength, confidence, and a great peace to be us, who we are. So that's why I'm really happy to have the place where I can be accepted as I am, feeling such a great existence by my side with my hands in gassho. However, it is not only in front of the altar, but whenever we recite and hear Namo Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, there is our reassuring place here and now. So our founder Shinran Shonin put Namo Amida Butsu, the Pure Land teaching, in the center of his life. So as his place of peace, and enjoy sharing the joy of Namo Amida Butsu with many people. That is because he truly appreciated the essence of the teaching, that any life art is accepted and respected beyond differences of the person's quality, ability, background, and perspectives in the same great compassion of Amida. Awareness of the way things truly are is what allows us to understand the true value of life and acknowledge each life as it is. I hope you'll remember the puny is always facing to each of us, always questions to us. Where is place or peace for your life? And it tells us, here it is. Today, thanks to the occasion of the Shinran Shonin Special Memorial Service or Hoonko service, we're very fortunate that we are able to hear and have the special teaching and a special place of peace, which Shinran Shonin appreciated to this day. With appreciation, I'd like to conclude my talk by reading a quote from Kyogyo Shinsho. Will you please join me in gassho? How joyous I am, my heart and mind being rooted in the Buddha ground of the universal vow, and my thoughts and feelings flowing through within the Dhamma ocean, which is beyond comprehension. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much for your kind attention. I hope you will stay safe, healthy, and your life is filled with the joy through Buddha Dharma. Thank you for listening. はい、ありがとうございました。そしたら、続けて日本語のお話をさせていただきたいと思います。私はサンノゼベツインに今ね、おりますMikameと申します。皆様ようこそお参りくださいました。では、ご法話の最初に、ご三代といって、親鸞上人のお言葉を、皆さんと一緒にお聞かせいただきたいと思います。合唱お願いいたします。本願力に相ぬれば、虚しくすぐる人ぞなき、功徳の崩壊満ち満ちて、煩悩の浄水隔てなし、と、何万打打つ、何万打打つ、何万打打つ。 はい、ありがとうございます。今日はこうして、本恩公、親鸞上人のご命日にね、際して、皆さん、お参りをね、させていただいておりますけれども、浄土真宗の開祖と言われます親鸞上人は、その90年、ご生涯の中で、阿弥陀様、阿弥陀如来様の願い、そして南無阿弥陀仏をね、自分の人生の中心に置いて、多くの方と共に、この心のね、そして命の支えとして大事に聞いてこられました。そして今日、この1月16日というのが、親鸞上人のご命日です。私は今、自分の家にいるんですけれども、後ろはこれ、バックグラウンドで映しております。このね、これが三の瀬別院の、ご内陣といって、仏様をご安置しているスペースなんですけれども、この皆さんのね、お寺も同じだと思います。お寺の真ん中にご安置しているお方っていうのが、この阿弥陀如来様、ね、阿弥陀様っていう仏様であります。この仏様のお飾り、お姿をお飾りしているんですけども、他のお寺によっては、南無阿弥陀仏っていうね、漢字6文字をお掛け軸として仏様としてね、ご安置しているところもありますし、また宗派が違ったら、また違う仏様をね、ご安置しているわけなんですけれども、一番真ん中に、お寺の真ん中に、ね、一番大きくお飾りしているので、このお寺の中で一番大切にしているというものなんですね。これはよく聞いたことがある方もおられると思いますけれども、ご本尊っていうふうに言います。漢字はどういうふうに書きますかね。見えますかね。ごめんなさい。ちょっと見えんかな。どうしたらいいかな。ブラーに落ちた。わかりました。こうですね。すいません。はい。本尊ってこういう字を書きます。本当に尊いもの。ね。根本となる、尊ぶべきものっていう意味がね、あります。はい。これは、この仏様が、キンキンで黄色だからでしょうかね。それか、このお像自体が、すごい方が作ってくださった、彫ってくださったお像だからなんでしょうかね。そして、掛け軸だったら立派な方がこう書いてくださった、文字だから、掛け軸だから価値があるんでしょうか。ご本尊って言われてるんでしょうか。そういうわけじゃないんですね。この仏様とか、南無阿弥陀仏の掛け軸の持つ芸術的な価値、物質的な価値っていうよりは、この仏様がどのような仏様なのかとか、仏様がこの私の命にとってどのような働きをしてくださっているか、それを聞かせていただく、その意味を聞かせていただくところに、この仏様はご本尊なんだなっていうふうにね、うなずいていけるんじゃないかなと思うんですね。ところで、皆さんにとって、ね、皆さんの人生にとって、本尊と言えるべきもの、ね、一番大切なものっていうのは何でしょうか。突然こんな質問をされてね、ちょっとどう答えようかなって困られる方もおられると思いますけれども、大切なものはたくさんありますから、選ぶことにね、随分時間かかることだと思います。一番とこう条件がつくのでね、難しいことですよね。考えてみますと、例えば家族、友人、健康、名誉とか、お金、愛とか、お酒、若さとかね。私最近韓国ドラマにハマってますので、韓国ドラマとか、美味しいご飯、お風呂とか、カラオケ、旅行、もう考えるとね、キリがないぐらい出てきます。一番ってちょっと難しいですね。大変大切なもの。皆さんそれぞれ大切なものを持ってね、生きておられると思います。じゃあところで、その皆さんがね、思っている大切なもの、大事なものは、皆さん自体を大事にしてくれるでしょうか。どのような時のあなたであっても大切にしてくれてるでしょうか。私たちの人生にはいろんな場面があります。うまくいっている時もあれば、うまくいかない時もある。私たちが大切だと思って信じて、一生懸命掴んで握りしめてきたものが、すべてそっぽを向いてしまうこともあります。 それこそですね、自分自身ですら自分のことを大切にできない時も来るかもしれません。今まで、今日まで大事に握ってきたものが通用すると信じてきたけれども、明日ですら、そして次の瞬間ですらね、わからない、約束されてないのが私たちの命です。次の瞬間何をしでかすか、明日どのような身の振る舞いをね、するかどうかも全くわからないのが私たちです。そのような時の自分自身がたとえ自分のことを大切にできないっていう時であっても、この私のことを大切に抱いてくださっているのが、南無阿弥陀仏、ね、阿弥陀如来様ですよっていうふうに教えてもらっています。いつでもどんなことがあっても、あなたのことを一人ぼっちにはさせませんよ。どんなことがあっても、浄土の仏に生まれさせますよ。なぜなら私にとってあなたが一番大切だからね。っていうふうにね、働きかけてくださっています。私が一番大切だと思っていなくても、ね、一番あなたが大事だよって言ってくださる仏様。それが南無阿弥陀仏、阿弥陀如来様。すべてはこの私が、ね、大切なんだと案じてくださっている、その心をね、聞かせていただくことなんですね。この阿弥陀如来様はですっていう仏様は、実は元から仏様ではありませんでした。法蔵菩薩という菩薩さんというね、仏様の一歩手前の暗い段階があるんですけども、そのね時に苦しみ悩む生きるねこう姿をした私たち、この生きる命を持つ、その苦しみ悩む命を持つすべてのものを見てね、どうにかして、やりたいっていうふうに思ってくださって、そして、48の願いをね、立ててくださいました。その48一つ一つの願いにね、私が仏になろうとするときに、この一つ一つの願いが完成しないで、その通りにならないんだったら、私は仏にならないっていうふうにおっしゃいました。それはどういうことかというと、どんなことがあっても何としてでも、この願いの通りに実現させるんだっていう、ね、強い決意を込めた心なんですね。その48の、願いのうちに、2番目のね、願いに、疾海金色の願っていうのがあるんですけれども、これは私が仏になるときに、すべての命が金色に光り輝くことがないようだったら、私は絶対に悟りを開きません。仏になりません。っていう意味の願いなんですけれども。つまりみんなが金色に、輝いた身になっていくんですよ。そうなんだよっていうふうに約束してくださっています。そして今こうして私たちのね、世界に阿弥陀仏という仏様になっておられるということは、その約束通りということなんですね。この阿弥陀仏の、阿弥陀様の悟りの世界、そして悟りの目から見ると、どの命も等しく金色に輝いている命ということなんですね。この願いの中にある金色というには、金の物質のね、金の持つ特徴から、こんなね、意味が込められています。一つには、金というのはね、価値がありますよね。高い価値があるということから、どの命も価値が高いという意味があります。で、二つには、金というのはですね、何年経っても、朽ちたり、色あせたりすることがないんだそうです。その特徴から、全部のこの命というのは、いつでも、いつまでもこの命の価値は変わらない。命は価値は高いままずっと変わりませんよっていうこと。ということは、この阿弥陀様が仏の命になったからには、あなたの命をいつまでもこう変わることなく、いつだって価値のある命として輝かせるっていうことをね、この願いの中で示してくださっています。私たちのこの生きる迷いの世界では、命というのは残念ながら区別されますね。自分にとって都合のいい命、都合の悪い命と分けたり、誰かと自分をね、比べていい悪いとか、劣っているとか、優れていると区別したりします。できればこうね、都合の悪い命はなるべく排除しようとか、 遠ざけたりしようってするのが私の姿かもしれません。そして自分ですらね、このいい悪いとね、区別したり、特には自分自身を大切にできない、その時もあるかもしれません。反対にこの仏様というのは、悟りというふうにね、言っておられるくらいですから、私とあなたの間にあるこうね、差、いい悪いとか、優れているとか、劣っている、そういうすべての差が取られて、差が取れているね、不思議な悟りの世界の仏様であります。私たちは他者の評価によって苦しむことがあります。また自分で自分を評価して自分を苦しめることもあります。そういう世界に生きています。だからこそね、こうしてお仏壇があるっていうのはね、ありがたいことなんじゃないかなと思います。そして、仏様、阿弥陀様を拝ませていただける場所がある。お仏壇の前では、そして阿弥陀様の前ではですね、世間からの一切の評価を離れて、みんな等しく金色に輝く命。この命をそのままで、ありのままで、素晴らしい命であるんだよ、というふうにね、聞かせていただきます。ありのままの私を抱いておってください。この生きる命も死にゆく命もね、その切ないまでにこう願ってくださる仏様の働きの中にあるね、私たち命であります。そうしたお方を間近に思いながら手を合わせることができるっていうのは、そして私がこのありのままで美しいとね、受け止めてもらえる居場所があるというのは幸せなことであるなって思うんですね。でも、お仏壇、お寺の前だけじゃありませんね。いつでもどこでも何をしている時でもですね、私の口から何万ダブと出てくださいます。声の仏様となって、南無阿弥陀仏とこの口にね、ここの、耳に聞こえる仏様となってくださいました。安心しなさい。あなたのありのままを受け止めていますよ。あなたの苦しみ分かっていますよ。大丈夫だよとね、おっしゃってくださっています。それはいつでもどこでもお念仏申すところに安心できる居場所がある、与えられているということだと思います。一番高価で大切なものを持っているのも尊いですけれども、でもどんな時でもね、この命を一番大切にしてくださっている、そういう働きに包まれて生かされているんだって気づいていくところに本当の豊かさがあるのかもしれません。今日はこうして親鸞上人のご命日に際して、その90年のご生涯をかけて伝えてくださったこの仏様の願いをね、改めて、皆さんと共にお聞かせいただきました。ありがとうございました。合唱で締めさせていただきます。合唱お願いいたします。ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツ。ありがとうございました。
そもそもこのご初期の一二三形をいたし、志を運び、保恩者徳をなさんと思いて、上人の御前に参らん人の中において、信心の逆徳せしめたる人もあるべし。また、不信心の友柄もあるべし。もっての他の大事なり。そのゆえは、信心の欠如せずは、今度の報道の往生は不浄なり。されば、不信の人も速やかに欠如の心を取るべし。人間な不浄の境なり、極楽は上旬の国なり。されば、 不浄の人間にあらんよりも、上獣の極楽を願うべきものなり。されば、当流には新人の方をもって先とせられたる。そのゆえをよく知らずは、いたずらごとなり。急ぎて安心献上して、浄土の往生願うべきなり。それ人間にいるふして、皆人の心得たる通りは、何の分別もなく、口にただ称名ばかりを唱えたらば、極楽に往生すべきように思えり、それは大きにおぼつかなき次第なり。他力の信心の取るというも、別のことにはあらず。ナモ阿弥陀仏の六つの字の心をよくしたりる。思って信心献上すとは言うなり。そもそも信心の体というは、経に曰く、文語名語信心管理と言えり。禅道の曰く、名元一派奇妙。また、これ本願猫の義なり。阿弥陀仏と一派、すなわち、その行と言えり。名もという虹の心は、もろもろの造業を捨てて、疑いなく、一心日根に阿弥陀仏と頼み立てまつる心なり。さて、阿弥陀仏という四つの字の心は、一心に皆を奇妙する主情。用もなく助けたまえるいわれが、すなわち、阿弥陀仏の四つの字の心なり。されば、南無阿弥陀仏の体を、格のごとく心へ分けたるを、信心の取るとは言うなり。これすなわち、他力の信心のよく心得たる、念仏の行者とは、申すなり。あなかしこ、あなかしこ。
In closing today's service, I would like to thank all of you for joining us for this Hoonko for 2022. Thank you especially to Reverend Etsuko Mikame of the San Jose Buddhist Church Betsuin for her message on the true value of the Nembutsu teaching and how to find refuge and safety in this sometimes fearful world, hoping that each of you can feel like a tiger in a bamboo grove in this year of the tiger 2022. So hopefully you will all remain safe and secure wherever you may be. So we'll close with Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone, and hope you could join us for our next joint service.